Radioactive, move over.
Whoa.
Hammers coming back at us.
Good night.
This movie had a lot of buzz. David Fincher behind it. Let's talk about Gone Girl, starring Ben Affleck.
Based on the best-selling book by Gillian Flynn. All we want to tell you about this movie is it's about a woman that goes missing and her husband is desperately trying to find her.
Did you treat her bad? Did you cheat on her?
That's a rude question.
Let me tell you what Amy told me. She dumped you. You completely unraveled. You stalked her, you threatened her, and you attempted suicide in her bed and were institutionalized.
Your wife is missing, and you came all this way to tell me this?
Well, I thought there might be another side to this story.
Oh, you're getting the gate closed from NPH.
This is such a great scene to show the elements of the supporting cast in this, which is brilliant alongside Ben Affleck.
You know what? This movie is so impeccably cast. I thought it was virtually flawless. Even though it's borderline 2.5 hours long, I was riveted, enthralled the whole way through. Ben Affleck not only proves he's an amazing actor, he will do amazing things with the Batman role. I have complete confidence in him. But Rosamund Pike, just an incredible role. And I can't say any more about her character, but I was basically entranced through the whole thing, and it was just classic Fincher with his stamp all over it.
And Rosamund Pike, this is a great breakout party for her. Gillian Flynn has a best-selling book here, and the big question is, for those of you that have read the book, I haven't, but my fiancée Lori had, so we were kind of going through the plot points on this. She really felt that the story was done justice. Fincher's a great storyteller, but when we look at compromise, the murder mystery, the questions about marriage, there's a lot of good themes that will connect with the audience. But when I looked at the end of the movie, I felt it was too rushed. Even though it was 2.5 hours, it was too rushed, and the compare and contrast with what happens at the end of the book, the plausibility kind of goes out the window for decision-making on the part of Ben Affleck's character, and I think that's a small critique for what overall I felt was a very, very strong movie.
Okay, fair point. Now, I hadn't read the book either, and I love that I didn't know anything about the twists and turns. Don't read any spoilers. Try to go into this movie as cold as you can. What I loved about it as well is that it was so funny, but the humor almost seemed inappropriate at times. It was like a satire, and that, I think, is the script. It shows the strengths of the written words and how they're translated on screen, and that is Gillian Flynn. She adapted the script from her own novel, and that was key to the success of this movie. Also, you've got a haunting score from Trent Reznor that just added to that atmosphere, and honestly, I think this is Fincher's finest work, because a lot of his movies are grim. I don't want to ever revisit this one, revisit his movies, but this one I could watch over and over again.
Because there are so many good elements, so many good questions, and the commentary on how media can spin things and how stories are told.
Yeah.
It is simply fascinating, and I think it was done very well on the part of Fincher. Going to throw out 4 mallets for this one. Only real critique after hearing how the book was written.
Yeah.
Just rushing that ending, but this is a solid flick. You?
Probably my favorite of the year, and also a Fincher's canon now, and I think it's a great date movie. Go take your significant other. You'll be talking about it for days afterwards. 5 Hammers.
And not really the best message on motivation for getting married. I'll put that out there.
Probably not.